Hey guys, how we doing today? This is Wally with LearnerNet.com, and if you guys are watching this video, it means that you want to learn how to make a website for 2022. That's what I want to show you guys how to do step by step in this easy tutorial where you won't need any experience at all with HTML or coding. If you guys are totally new here to this channel for LearnerNet.com, hit the subscribe button, guys, right below, along with the bell, and that way any future videos that I upload, you'll be sure to receive them. So today I wanted to walk you guys step by step through the easy process of making a website for 2020. That way you can start blogging or sharing like your products and services and making money online. I've been online for several years, and during this period, I've been able to create simple websites using software like WordPress, which is very user friendly for beginners, especially if you've never created a website online. What you guys are looking at right now is my blog itself for learnernet.com. You can see that this site is set up very simply, and I'm going to show you guys how to create a simple site using WordPress. By the way, who I recommend to create sites with is A2 Hosting. There is a link that's right below in the descriptions portion of this video. Click on it. It's just going to open up to A2 Hosting's page, guys, and that way you'll be able to grab your web hosting and also a domain name today. You guys will notice here on my page that I have a video here. This is a really nice tutorial. I'm going to walk you guys step by step through that today. That way you can see how to create a simple website using WordPress. You'll see some testimonials that are on the site as well, what people think about my tutorials in general. I have a lot of tutorials like online. Basically, what we're going to be doing is getting a domain name. You want to get web hosting. We're going to be installing WordPress on your actual domain name and just showing you how to like customize different things. That way, again, you can learn how to make a website for 2022. So if you guys are all set and ready to get started, if you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button right below, guys, along with the bell. And that way, any future videos that I upload, you'll be sure to receive them. And also, be sure to like this video. That way, future videos that I upload on LearnerNet channel, you guys will be sure to view them. So if you're on my site right now for learnernet.com, what you can do is click on the Get Started button that's right here, or you guys can click the link that's right below, and it's just going to bring you over to A2 Hosting's website. Now, I am an affiliate of A2 Hosting, and I am because I really love using their web hosting services. They're very inexpensive. They have amazing customer support, very fast page loads, great uptime performance, and really great security 24/7 to protect your website. So that's why I really recommend them over other web hosting providers to create sites online. And that's what we're going to be doing today, guys. So once you click the link that's right below, or if you're on my website on the landing page for learnernet.com, all you're going to do is just click right here. And once you do, it's just going to bring you back to redirect you back to A2 Hosting's official page, and that way you'll be able to grab what's called web hosting. So with A2 Hosting, guys, they have different types of hosting. For the purpose of this tutorial, I just want to focus and hone in on one type, which is shared hosting. You notice that on the very top, if you just hover over hosting, there's a shared hosting itself. There's a WordPress, VPS, dedicated, and reseller hosting. VPS is if you want like your own personal virtual private server, where you just be occupying like a certain amount of space on A2 hosting server by yourself. If you're a person that has like higher volumes of traffic and you want to migrate over to A2 hosting, you can do that with perhaps they're dedicated. If you're a person that wants to start your own like web hosting business, which obviously that's not the case if you're watching this tutorial, then reseller hosting would be ideal for that. So we're not going to be getting VPS hosting or dedicated hosting or reseller hosting. What you're going to be getting is just simple web hosting itself. Right now, you guys can see on their landing page that they obviously have some deals going on towards the end of the year. And this is a really good way to kick off your website for the 2022 year itself and save some money both on the front and back end. So what you're looking right here is that, again, I already talked about the VPS services. There's managed WordPress. You don't need that right now as a beginner. And you notice that the last is dedicated. What I want you guys to do is to go for the shared hosting itself. As you guys will notice right here, it's only $2.49 per month. I recommend that you guys lock in for like 3 years of web hosting. When you do that, you're going to save a whole deal of money, hundreds of dollars, both on the front and back end. Now, you'll notice that with the shared hosting itself, guys, is that they have different plans that you can select from, and I'm going to go over them right now. And so what I want you guys to do right now is I want you to just scroll back up to hosting, go to web hosting. And when you do that, you're going to be brought to a page that shows you like 4 different plans that A2 Hosting has for the shared web hosting itself. Now, these are the absolute cheapest plans that you'll find across the board when it comes to like hosting online. The startup allow you to host one site. If you want to host like multiple websites, create more than one website, whether it be today or just going down the road, I recommend bumping up to at least the Drive plan itself. That's what I'm using right now. The Turbo Boost and Turbo Max will allow you to do that as well. They come with some added resources that you may not need right now as a beginner. But again, I highly recommend that if you want to create more than one website, just go with the Drive. So let's suppose today that you're going to get the Drive plan itself. And I want you to know that with A2 Hosting, they have an anytime money back guarantee. A lot of web hosting providers online have 30 days, which is nice, pretty standard like in the industry. But with A2 Hosting, there's an anytime money back guarantee, and you can always get your money back upon request. So the next step in the game is to select a domain name. This is going to be the name of your website. If you go back to my example with learnernet.com, you can see it's very simple. There are no numbers or dashes or anything like that in the domain name itself. It's very easy to remember. When people are online, like surfing for information that's on my site, it'll be really easy for them to remember it versus like a long tail like keyword itself that may be difficult for most people to remember. So with domain names, the way it works, guys, if you've never purchased one before, is that you can get them in like .coms, .nets, .orgs, .infos, .biz. I mean, so many different extensions, like well over, I don't know, 400 or so extensions that you can select from. I recommend shooting first for a .com. When you do that, again, you can reserve your brand, online. So you can see in my case, it's very simple. And so that's what you want to do is type in a domain name that's going to be very simple. So let me type in something right now. And again, this is just going to be an example of what you could type in, but this is not the domain name that I'm going to use in conjunction with this tutorial. So I'm just going to type in something like subscribe to my channel and let's see .com. Let's see if that's available. So what we're doing is we're trying to search to see if this domain name is available. If it is, we'll purchase it, and then we'll go to the next step, which is paying for our web hosting itself. So it looks like this domain name is available, which is good. You should be brought to a page that looks like this. And this is basically like a summary of your web hosting that you're purchasing today. So to help you guys to appreciate how much money that you're saving with your web hosting package today, you'll notice that it costs $431.64 with the Drive plan itself for 3 years, which I still think is a really nice deal. But if you guys are using the links that are right below, you're going to be saving $278.64. So it's going to bring it only to $153, not for 1 year, not for 2 years, but for 3 years. And so it's an amazing, amazing deal, guys, to help you to save money while you guys are learning how to make your website for 2022. Now, a lot of web hosting providers online typically will charge something like $100 for your very first year. But again, you're getting 3 years upfront with A2 hosting for only $153. So it's an amazing deal. And that's why I wanted you guys to use the links that are right below. Now, you'll notice that there are different options for what are called SSL certificates. Going back to the example of my site for learnernet.com, you'll see that I have an SSL certificate. It's just this padlock that's right here. A2 hosting does give you free SSL certificates. So these special like rapid SSL certificates, you don't need them right now. For something you want to upgrade to later on, you can. This is all optional right here with getting like turbo boost. So the next section right here is for server location. There are 4 different data centers that A2 Hosting has. What you want to do is select the one that's closest to where you live at. So if you're in like the US, but like on the East Coast, and you want to select Michigan. If you're on the West Coast, go for Arizona. If you're in Europe, go for Amsterdam. And if you're in Asia or India, you want to select Singapore. The reason why you want to select the one that's closest to where you live is because wherever your visitors are coming from for your website, you're going to have better page loads, like faster page performance, which is something that Google looks for, and they'll definitely rank your website a lot higher in the search engines. And also, it just creates a better user experience for your visitors upon landing on your page. And so it's very important that you select the right data center. You can skip this for dedicated IPs. You don't need that. And we're not going to be creating the site using the A2 Hosting website builder, so you don't need to select that. This is just optional. What you're going to do right now, guys, is you guys are going to continue. And just keep in mind that there's an anytime money back guarantee. If at any point that you feel that A2 hosting is not for you, you can contact customer support. They're amazing. They'll give you your money back for your purchase. Okay. And so once you click on continue, the very next page, we're just going to be finishing up the checkout process. You'll see some additional items that you can add on if you want, but you don't need them. There's an automatic discount, web hosting sale 2022, that's applied here. That way you guys can create your website for 2022 and save big on your purchase today. So if everything looks good, you're just going to click on checkout. And it's just going to bring you to this page right here where basically you're going to be setting up your account. You're going to be plugging in your info, your name, your address, where you live at. You're going to create a password associated with your account itself. I recommend doing maybe 8 to 10 characters, something like that. You can add some numbers or symbols, in it. And that way, you can make it super secure. That way nobody can just guess it, okay? There's a security question. You can plug in your answer. That's right there. This is what you're going to be paying. Today out of the gate, only $153. If everything looks good, you're just going to scroll down and you can select what method of payment that you want to use. So you can use a credit or debit card. You have these options that are right here. You can do PayPal, which I think is amazing. No other web hosting provider that I found online allows you to use PayPal. There's Skrill. You can even use a check or money order. That's another option that is not available with a lot of other web hosting providers online. Or you can even send in a bank wire transfer. So it's very flexible, guys. If you're going to be using a credit or debit card, just plug in your information. Super simple. You're going to agree to the terms. Click on complete order. And from that point, you're going to get some credentials that'll go to your email, where it's going to allow you to log into what's called cPanel. I'm going to show you guys in a quick second what that looks like. A2 Hosting is also going to send you credentials of you to log into your account itself, as well as some other essential information that you want to hold on to, okay? So once you gain access to your cPanel, it's going to look like this, guys. And you'll notice that it'll be divvied into different parts where you can set up email accounts for your websites itself that you have online. Of course, with the Drive plan, you can create unlimited websites online. If you just got the startup plan itself, you can only create one site, but on any token, you can still create several email accounts for your sites online. You notice that there are different CMS platforms that you have access to. Of course, we're going to be using WordPress today to create the website, but if you wanted to use a different platform such as Joomla, Magento, or something like that, you could do that. But we're going to be using WordPress very shortly. I just wanted to show you guys more about the cPanel, what to expect with this, especially if you've never used A2 Hosting or any web hosting provider online. This just gives you an overview of what to expect. This is access to your files, databases, domains. So if you want to see which domains that you have attached to your account for A2 Hosting, you can click right here. If you want to add on domains to your account, you can do it right there. If you want to do redirects, let's say you have a domain name that you want to redirect, maybe to another website, maybe it's an affiliate link that you have and you want to redirect visitors to that, you're going to click on redirects and you can do that. It's very easy. Cloudflare is integrated with your A2 Hosting website. And so Cloudflare is really great. It's a CDN, it's a content delivery network that allows your website to process thousands of website visitors each and every day. That way it avoids spikes or even a website from crashing due to droves of traffic that are coming. And so I like that A2 Hosting already has that in place, ready for you to receive people to your websites. If you want to know how many visitors you're getting to your site, you can check under metrics You can see visitors. You can see like keywords that they're typing in to make it to your website. You have all types of stats that you can refer to, that you can also compare with things like your Google Console or Google Analytics. That way you can see again how people are arriving, to your website, if that makes sense. And if you have any questions about that, feel free to drop them down right below, and I'd be more than happy to assist you with this. As I mentioned before in the beginning of this review, A2 hosting is very, very great with security, providing 24/7 protection with your websites. Of course, you guys do get free SSL certificates. They do have measures in place to block things like spam and hackers. They even perform what's called hardening when installing WordPress on your website. And so it basically adds like an additional layer of security, if you will, like on your site, just to block it from like hackers. And so I really love what A2 hosting does for beginners and entrepreneurs, small business owners that want to get online, creating their websites for the very first time. You'll see some other options that are here, guys, some advanced options that you won't need if you're a beginner online. But what I want you guys to do right now, the next step in this process of learning how to make a website for 2022, is to install WordPress on your actual domain name. So hopefully by this point, guys, you have received the emails from A2 Hosting to give you access to your cPanel, which we're logged onto it right now. If that's the case, you should be brought to a page that looks like this. So right here, what you're going to do is you're going to click on install. You'll have two options that you'll see: quick install and custom install. I'm going to click on custom install. And what I'm going to do is select my domain name that I'm going to install WordPress on. So you guys have noticed that I have several like domain names that are associated with my A2 hosting account. You might only see one here, which is perfectly fine. And so what you're going to do is just scroll down, and you're going to plug in the name of your website. So I'm going to plug in web hosting services. That's what I'm going to plug in for mine. So whatever the name of your website is, that's what you're going to plug in there, guys. So next you're going to fill in the site description. This is going to be like a tagline that explains to your visitors what your website is about. If you guys go back to my site, forlearnernet.com, you'll see I have a tagline: best free WordPress tutorials for beginners to create websites. So that's like a tagline, and it just explains what people will learn about like on this site. So I do have tutorials like on the site, and I also have like reviews for web hosting that just inform people about what to expect, before getting started. And by the way, I will link to an A2 hosting review. That way you guys can learn more about their web hosting today. So once you go back to the cPanel itself, I want you to just type in what your website is about. So I'm going to type in something just for the purpose of this tutorial, okay? So I'm going to type in how to make a website for 2022. That's what I'm going to type in. Next, on the right, you want to type in a username. Then you want to type in a password. Again, I recommend something like 8 to 10 characters. You can add some numbers in it. I think you want to do that again just to make sure it's not something that people can guess. You don't want to use anything like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 or A B C D E F G. Nothing crazy like that. You want to use something that is exclusive to you, that only you know, and nobody can easily guess. Okay. Now I want you to plug in your email. So I'm going to type in learnernet.com@gmail.com. So that's my main email itself. You're going to scroll down. And the awesome thing about WordPress, guys, is that, obviously we're doing this tutorial in English. And when the website is created, everything is going to be configured in English. But if you speak another language outside of English that you prefer, then you can just click on this drop down and you can very well select the language that you prefer, okay? And so it's really, really nice. And that way, when your website is created using WordPress, everything will be in that language if you so desire. Tell me what you think about that. Drop your comments right below. I really love that feature with WordPress, okay? So the very last step to installing WordPress on your domain name that you have with A2 Hosting is to plug in your email again. And so what's going to happen here, guys, is you are going to receive an email as a confirmation that WordPress was installed successfully on your domain name itself that you have with A2 Hosting. So if everything looks good, You're going to click on install. And now the process of installing WordPress on your domain name with A2 hosting, it takes a few moments to do. As you guys can see, it says 3 to 4 minutes. So if you want to grab like something to drink, maybe some water, juice, wine, beer, whatever, you can do that right now because we're going to be here for a little bit with the creation of your website. Okay. And so what I'm going to do is pause this video and then I'll come back when everything is all said and done. Okay. Welcome back, guys. So hopefully, if you did everything step by step following me in this process, you should get a page that looks just like this. It'll say, congratulations, the software was installed successfully. So what this means, guys, is that you have a website live online right now. If you want to see what it looks like, what you're going to do is click right here. And basically, it's just going to open up in another page. Great. So right now you should see something like this. This is your website live right now. And so you can see right here, this is the title of the site, Web Hosting Services. This is the tagline or the site description that we typed in before. You guys remember that? How to make a website for 2022. And this right here, this Hello World, this is just a default like post title itself. I'll show you guys a little bit more about how to set up posts, how to publish those posts or pages, things of that nature. It's just all part of the process of like creating, your websites, online. Okay. So if you go back, what you're going to see right now is an admin URL. What I want you guys to do is to bookmark this. You want to bookmark it because every time you want to log into like the back end of your website, what you're going to do is you're going to use this very admin URL along with the username and password that you guys created on the previous page. You remember doing that with me? I told you guys to create a user and password that had like 8 to 10 characters. So that's what you're going to use in conjunction with this admin URL anytime you guys want to log in. So right now that we're logged into this, I'm just going to click right here. And it's just going to automatically open up to what's called the dashboard. It's going to redirect to the dashboard. And this is really where the work starts, with your website itself. And so hopefully once it redirects, guys, you'll see something like this. You'll see on the left sidebar, like several options that pop up right here where you'll be able to, again, create, add posts. You can see all of your posts that are right here. You can add tags and categories. If you want to upload like media, such as like pictures that you have like on your desktop, you can do that here. If you want to like create additional pages like on your site itself, you can do that here. You can add them right there. Like you can see on my site itself, learnernet.com, on the upper right, I have like a hidden like bar or 3 bars that are right there. And I have different pages about LearnerNet, contact me, resources, web design, disclaimer. So those are the pages, the individual pages that I have. And obviously this is like the home page itself, LearnerNet that you guys are on right now. But you guys get the picture. That's what we're trying to show you guys how to do when it comes to making a website for this year. Okay, so you see comments anytime you publish content like on your website, like different articles, blog posts. You're going to drive traffic or be driving traffic rather to your website. Some of the traffic will be good. Other types of traffic that you'll get there will be in the form of what's called spam. And those are basically comments that are not related at all to your actual blog post itself. And so when you click on this, what you'll see are those very comments. And obviously we don't have like any like comments, on this site yet. We just created it. The only thing you're going to see with every new installation of WordPress, guys, is a WordPress commenter. It's just a default comment just to show you like how this works. And of course, this is the very first post, the default post that I told you about before, titled Hello World. What you can do is just like trash this. You don't really need this, but basically once you start to create and publish articles like on your website itself or different pages and you get comments, a lot of these comments will be good. Maybe it'll be from people that are locally like where you live at or people that are searching for your content like online, but you may get like spam related comments that have nothing to do with the actual article that's in question. And so you can either send the comment to trash or you can spam it if it's like a bot or something like that, or if it's like a real person and you can, obviously approve it if that makes sense. Okay. WP Forms comes by default. This allows you to add like contact pages, to your actual site itself, appearance. allows you to select different themes. So you can see right here, in the case of the website, I mean, we have this default theme right here. Every year with WordPress, they come out with a new default theme. And so this is what you guys are seeing right here, this color that's right here. But if you want to like change it up, you can go to Appearance and you click on Themes. And so if you click on Themes right now, what you'll see is part of the WordPress directory, where you'll see like some default themes that come up here like already. You can see obviously this is for this year right here, 2021. There's 2019, 2020, and so on. And so every year a new theme comes out. If you want to see like what it looks like, you can click on it. If you want to get a preview of it, you can click on preview. And so any theme itself that you want to use for your site, you can change them up at any time. And if you install like a new theme on your website itself that you don't like, you can always like delete it, from your website. But if you want to see like what it looks like, and I just wanted to walk you guys through this process, especially if you've never created like a site before. That way you can see, how this works. Okay. So for like in this example right here, this is what this would look like, right? And so if you just scroll down, this is like what it looks like itself. It's okay. It's a really nice theme itself. I don't think that I would personally like use this. So I'm just going to X out of it right now. And what I recommend doing, if you're not going to use any of the three themes that come here, by default, you can just delete them. So on the bottom right, you'll see the red delete button. You can delete it. You can do the same thing with this one right here. Just delete it, right? And so if you want to find like other themes that may fit like what you're looking for, just go up to Add New. And that way, when you click on Add New, as part of the WordPress directory, rather, you'll see different themes that pop up over here, guys. So if you just scroll down, Astro is a really nice one. Ocean WP is really cool as well. The Neve theme is nice. Cadence is really nice. Generate Press is really good. These are some really, really nice WordPress themes that pop up right here, all of which are free. If you guys want like premium themes, then I have a link that's right below that you guys can check out, and that way you can gain access to some of those. But these are some popular like free WordPress themes that are here. If you want to see like some of the latest themes that have just come out, click on latest. You can do favorites, like favorites by maybe like other users or other like WordPress themes that people have installed. You can see those as well. So if you just like scroll down, and you can see like different themes that pop up, right here. So it's really cool. It's really nice. If you are looking for something more specific that maybe you're not finding like, off the gate, I recommend using like keywords. For example, you can type in something like food. And I'm not saying this to get you guys hungry, but just want you to see how you can go about finding WordPress themes that fit you. So if you type in something like food, just for an example, you'll see different WordPress themes that are centered around food, as you guys can clearly see here, right? If you type in something like fitness, then again, you'll see WordPress themes that'll populate that are centered around fitness, right? So guys right here working out, if you're doing something centered around like fitness or like nutrition or like weight loss, then you can find themes that are centered around that. So these are really, really nice, really cool themes, all of which are free. And this is like for yoga, if you're working out, if you guys are into that. So basically all you want to do is type in whatever it is that you do, right? Only you guys know what, industry you're in or what type of website you're trying to create, for the products that you're promoting online. But if you're like a photographer, you can type in a word like photo or photography. And once you do that, obviously you have some themes that are centered, around that. So basically you want to think first, guys, about what type of website do you want to create online? Is it just going to be like a simple blog, or you just want to make it simple as can be, and you don't want anything like fancy on it? You just want like something simple out of the gate. Okay, well, that's fine. If that's the case, then you can simply just use the same theme that, WordPress gave us, and that's perfectly fine. But if you want to change it up and get something different, more of your liking, you want to just think overall about the industry that you're in and just type in the keyword in here, just like we did today. If you're doing marketing, you can type in that as well. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. What does matter is that you find something that fits you. Okay, so that's really how you find like your very own like WordPress theme. So far, guys, we've gotten you started with A2 hosting. That way you can make your website. You got your domain name. You got your credentials. We installed WordPress on your domain name, and now we're talking about WordPress themes. How you can really make the website look the way that you want. Now, again, if you just want to create something simple out of the gate where you can just start blogging right now, I mean, you're good to go. There's nothing more that you really need to do. It's just a matter of simply just adding like your post and your pages, to your website, just like you see in the case of mine. All you have to do is select your theme that you want. Like I found a theme right here that I really like, and I just added like my individual pages about learning that, contact me, resources, web design, and disclaimer page. I always recommend having like a disclaimer page or like a privacy page or something like that, just depending on what you guys are, promoting online. All you have to do is just click on pages, add a new page, put the title of the page itself, and then you're done. And so if you click on like add new for the page, just for an example to show you guys like how this works, what you're going to see is on the very next page, you'll see something that looks like this, guys. And once it loads, you'll see how to set up your pages. So you'll see a page that pops up like this. And what you're going to do is plug in your title right here, and you're going to plug in your information down here. Once you're finished with that, you can do a preview, and it's going to show you like what that actually looks like. And you'll see the page, whatever content that you actually plugged in, and you preview it, you're going to see it all right here. Your title, like in this case, it's Hello World. But whatever your title for the page is, guys, you're going to see it right here along with your content. If everything looks good the way that you want it to look, you're going to click on publish, and then you're done. And so basically, once you do that with each individual page that you create on your website, what you're going to be doing is, again, building out the pages just like I have on my site for learnernet.com with the about, LearnerNet, contact me, resources, web design, disclaimer. You're going to create each individual page along with the content that you want there. And the same is true with creating like posts as well. You can click right here, and obviously you can do the same thing. You can see all of your posts. You can add a new post. You're going to do the same thing, just plug in your title, the content, your tags, post it, and you're done. And so that's basically how it works, with that, with adding like posts or adding pages on your actual website itself. And so next, what I wanted to share with you guys in this tutorial is plugins. Now, plugins are basically like apps for website. They basically give your website more functionality. So depending on what you guys want to accomplish with your site, like in the case of my site, learnernet.com, it's just a WordPress blog. And periodically, I'll just update it with different like reviews, videos that I upload, on it with images and the like. But sometimes you may want to have very specific functions, for your website itself. And so if you click right here where it says install plugins, you'll notice that some plugins come pre-installed like on your actual site itself. So with every new installation that you have with A2 hosting, you'll notice that they will pre-install some plugins for you, which is great. This one right here, do not deactivate this one. This helps your website to maintain very fast page loads. It connects your website with A2 hosting servers. So you definitely want to keep that up there. Ask-A-Mat is a really nice plugin that blocks spam on your blog. Like if somebody's trying to comment on your blog and it's not related at all to the content, it basically blocks that, or even comments that come from bots. So it's a really good plugin that you can activate. If you do, you have to get what's called an API key. It's not free. It does cost. It's like $5 per website that you associate it with, if that makes sense. I do have WordPress plugins that are free that will block or provide additional like protection against like spam. And I can show you guys a few of those today in this tutorial. Okay. And so you'll notice that right here you have Easy Hide login. This helps to increase security on your website, to block people from trying to log into your site that don't have authorization, anyone that you haven't personally authorized. So it helps with that. Jetpack provides more protection, for your website as well. And it also shows you more in the way of like performance, like how is your website performing. So you can keep that activated. It's a really nice plugin to have. And you'll see two others that are here as well that are really great to help with the compressing of images, as you can see right here. And this is one that WordPress already has installed like on your site itself. Now, what I want you to do is just scroll up, go to Add New. And what I'm going to show you guys is how you can go about installing like additional plugins like on your site. And so let's say that you don't want to use Ask-A-Met, you don't want to like pay to have like, the extra protection with the plugin itself that Ask-A-Met, provides. I mean, more than 5 million people have installed this plugin, so it obviously works. But let's say that you want to get like a free option. So what I recommend doing is typing in the word spam. And no, we're not talking about the meat that you buy like in your store, but spam, we're talking about like comments that are not related at all to the content that you publish on your website. And so if you type in spam or anti-spam, you'll see different plugins that pop up. There's a Clean Talk, which is really nice. There's Wordpress, which is an amazing plugin. You can see well over 4 million people have installed it. And again, it's free. WP Server Security, well over 200,000 installations, which is great. There is Anti-Spam Bee. I really, really love this one. I use this on my LearnerNet site. It has well over 700,000 installations. So the cool thing about these plugins is that what you want to do is you want to find a plugin that not only has a lot of installations, but also has high ratings. So a lot of these have like 4 ratings, 4.5, 5 ratings, or 5 stars rather. And so you can just install like one of these, just one. You don't need more than one, just one is good. And what you can do is activate them all at the end. So what I want you to do is go up and go back to the search bar. Let's say that you guys want to have like a chatting feature like on your website. Like when people land on your website, maybe you've seen that before with other websites online where you land on it and you might have like a pop-up where a representative says, can I help you? Is there something that I can assist you with? We've all seen that on websites that we've been on. And so there are different WordPress plugins that are free that allow you to do that. And so if you type in the word chat, it'll give you the capability to communicate with your visitors when they land on your website. So if this is a feature that you guys are interested in, you really want that, then you can just type in the word chat as we did right here. And obviously you'll see some options that pop up. TDO is an amazing plugin. You can see click to chat. There's over 300,000. So you got 5 stars across the board here. There's 5 here. Lots of positive reviews on these plugins, guys. So obviously they're plugins that work. They do the job. And let's see, you got Talk to Live Chat, which is a really nice one too. It has over 200,000. So the idea is if you want that feature on it, great. You can install just one of these plugins. If you don't want it, then you can just leave it off, okay? A plugin that I think you guys should consider is Broken Link Checker. Okay, so if you type in Broken Link Checker, this is a plugin that I think every website should have. It's a plugin that alerts you or sends you like a notification, if you will, in the event you have broken links on your website. Why do you want to fix broken links? Well, when a user comes to your website, like for example, let's say someone came to my site at learnernet.com. They come to my website and they're interested in information like on my website, but they click on a link that's on my site, and for some reason, the link is broken. And so it's kind of discouraging. It'll cause a person to like leave your website, if you will. And obviously, you don't want people like leaving your website and going to your competitors. You want them to stay, on your website. So periodically, if like you link out to a website that's related to yours, like sometimes I do that, like on my blog. If for some reason the other webmaster changes their permalink. Remember, we just talked about permalinks. you'll get a notification of that, and that way you can update it on your website, like on your WordPress blog or on your page, depending on where it is that you're linking, to that person. Okay, and so you want to do that periodically when you get these notifications, because again, it creates a bad experience for your users if they happen to click on a link that doesn't work. And also, when Google is crawling your website, if they come across broken links itself, they'll rank your website lower. Okay, and so you definitely want to fix those. And a really good way to be notified ahead about those is with a good plugin like Broken Link Checker. So it's a free plugin. Highly recommend that you guys install it. It has well over 700,000 installations. So obviously you guys know that it's good. Pretty good ratings. It's 4 out of 5. So it's really good. And it's like the best that you'll see here that has like the highest amount of installations. And for that reason, I recommend doing it. So we're going to stop with plugins right now. But if you guys can think about like any type of function that you'd like your website to perform, your blog, whether you're just creating something simple to start like publishing like articles like on your site or WordPress posts, whatever function that you would like your website to do, you can start by plugging in a keyword right here. Like on my blog post itself for my reviews, I actually have like at the very bottom, like a social media like button that allows people to share like the content, like on maybe like if like social media, like on Reddit or like Facebook or Twitter or Tumblr, whatever it is, whatever like social media platform that people want to like share the content, they can do it. So again, if you guys want that, you can type in the word social media or social media button, and basically you can install, one of these plugins that allow you to do just that. So I'm going to stop with the plugins right now, but you guys can continue with that. But for the purpose of this tutorial, I just wanted to share with you guys how that works. Okay. Now, if you have any questions up to this point, be sure to drop them right below, because I want to make sure that I have you guys step by step through the process, and that way we're not missing anything at all. Okay, great. So you'll notice some other tabs that come here on the sidebar. You may not need these as of yet. If you're going to be the only user on your website, you may not have to add anybody right now. You can update like your profile if you need to. And so these are some really, really nice options that you have that'll give you more functionality over your website. What I want you guys to do is to scroll down on this left bar to where it says settings, and I want you to click now on permalinks. So when you create websites and you start to publish content, your post and also your page will create what's called a permalink itself. You'll notice right here, guys, that the permalink would just basically be whatever that follows the actual name of the domain itself. So in my case, let's go back to learnernet.com, and we have LearnerNet. And let's say I went to like one of my pages, like on the actual site itself. And so if I went to, I don't know, if we scroll down like right here, you'll see that I have a link pointing to how to, purchase like domains. Okay. And so if I went to that, let's say I click on that, somebody clicked on that, and it's going to take them to that particular post like on the page. And I just wanted to show you guys an example of what a permalink, looks like. Okay. So what you guys are noticing right here is that this is the actual domain name, learnernet.com. And what follows this, guys, is what's called the permalink itself. So in this case, it's how to purchase a domain name for a website. This is the actual permalink itself. This is what somebody would type in to Google. Like today, you guys wanted to know specifically how to make a website for 2022, right? And so that's what we're doing right now. So right now with permalinks, you'll notice that there are different options that you have. One is you have some numbers. It's like P equals numbers. You don't want that. You don't want like the year, the month, the date, and sample post or whatever the name of the post in there. What I recommend that you guys use is post name. I recommend post name because if you ever have to update your, post like on your site, for example, going back to this example for like how to purchase a domain name for a website in 2021. Obviously, when 2022 gets here, I'm going to go through this post right here, and I'm going to make some updates to it. I'm going to update this post, and then now I can plug in 2022, right? So it makes sense but the actual permalink is going to stay the same. So I never want to include any numbers or anything like that in the actual permalink itself. I want it to be as clean as possible. That way, if somebody's on Google right now and they're looking specifically for how to purchase a domain name for a website, that's what they'll see. It's kind of discouraging when a person sees a date in the actual permalink, because if they see a date, they may think that your information is outdated. So always try to keep the content up to date with the current year that I'm in. And so when you select this particular option for sample post or post name that's right here, this option right here, what you want to do is scroll down, click on Save Changes. And basically, anytime that you, again, create and publish posts or pages on your site itself, it's going to use this particular structure. It's much cleaner. It's just way better for your visitors. That way they'll know that your content is up to date based on the year that you're creating the content. I hope that makes sense, guys. If it doesn't, drop your comments right below. But I want you to understand why we use this particular permalink structure versus the others, okay? All right, now what I want you to do right now is to go up to General, click on General, and there's some basic maintenance things that I wanted to share with you with creating your website. Of course, we created the website using WordPress today. It was super simple, didn't require like the use of HTML or coding. But when you click on General, this is where you can change the name of your site name or the tagline, which is like the site description that we plugged in today. So we plugged in how to make a website for 2022. This is your actual domain name itself. Like in my case, it's webhostingservices.blog, and it's repeated right there. Then I have my email for admin. I can change that at any time. If I have like a membership that people can like set up or register for like on the site, I can check right there, and then it'll give them an option to do it. Of course, when we created the website initially with WordPress, you guys remember that we set up the website initially in English. So this is where you can change that, guys. I mean, again, you have several different options that allow you to change the language of your website. If you are receiving people, let's say you want to have your website principally in English, but you have visitors coming from different countries. Like I have people that come from Europe, visitors from Europe, some from Asia. Of course, the vast majority of my visitors come from the US, but I have visitors from all over the world. And so they're actual plugins, and we talked about those a little bit earlier, but they're plugins that you can install that will allow your website to automatically convert into the language of your visitor if that's what they want to see, okay? And if that's something that you guys are interested in, just drop a comment right below, and I could link to a post on my website for learnernet.com that shows you step by step how to do that. But I just wanted to show you guys here, general, what you can do, right here on this particular page. This is how the date is set up, the time format. We're starting on Monday. If you look at writing, you'll see some other features that are here. The main one that you want to be concerned about is where it says update services. So whenever you create new posts or page like on your website, they're going to be pinged to this page right here. And the reason why you want this right here is because it's going to allow more visitors to come to your website. Of course, you can add more of these websites here. I do have a special list of websites that I personally ping that help you to get traffic fast, like to your site. So if you're interested in that, just drop a comment right below, and I'll be sure to share that with you guys. But by default, WordPress adds this one that's right here, so you can leave that here. Don't remove it. But if you want to add like more, you can do that by simply just dropping them right there, and don't forget to hit the save changes. If you guys look at reading, and I just wanted to go through each one of these tabs that way you'll know why they're there on the side and how is it that you can use them. If you're creating like several different posts on your website, what you can do is have those viewed first by your visitors. If you don't want the visitors to see your post first, like in my case, I have like, this is a post that's right here, but if we go back to our main page for LearnerNet, this is the home page that everybody will see once they land like on the page itself. So if you want somebody to reach like a landing page where you have like a video, And what you can do in this case under reading is you can set up what's called a static page, and you'll have your home page here or whatever pages that you already have set up. So in this case, like on this site, we only have sample page. But if you want to like add pages, like a home page, a services page, about me page, whatever page it is that you want people to go to first, what you're going to do is select that page. They'll automatically populate right here as you add more pages, to your website. Of course, you guys can go here and just add additional pages, but that's basically how that works. That way, when people come to your website, they'll go first here versus to like, a long list of like posts that are on your page. And so if you want them to go to the post, then that's fine. But if you don't, you can send them to like your main page where you want them to, view like content or video or whatever it is that you have on your main page, and then redirect them, somewhere else. If you scroll down, this option right here, don't mess with that. If you click on that, you're going to be discouraging search engines from indexing your website. Now, obviously, if you're creating the website, you want people to find it online. So why would you click this anyway? And so, obviously you want traffic from Google, Yahoo, and Bing, and other search engines that people use around the world. So if you click this, then it means that you're going to be blocking them, and you don't want to do that. Click on discussion, and you'll notice on the sidebar that you'll have different options that allow you to have more control over the management of your WordPress blog today. You'll see these options that are pre-selected. Right here where it says pingbacks and trackbacks, when people like link to you, sometimes you can get like a notification of it. If you want that, you can check that. If you don't, you can leave it. Sometimes it can get kind of annoying, especially if you're publishing like a lot of content. Like on my blog, I have like, I don't know, well over 100 posts, on it. And so I have this unchecked like on purpose because I don't want to get these constant pingbacks, coming to my inbox. And so right here, you can require a person to plug in their name, their email. If you want them to log into your site before they can comment, you can have this check right there. If they don't have to register or log in and comment, then you can uncheck it. Either way, with your post that you have on your website, you can leave them open for comments for like 14 days, 20 days, 30 days, however many days you want. And then after that period is finished, rather, it'll close, and then people won't be able to, like drop comments like on the actual site itself. Okay. So it's pretty cool. I really like that. And you can like set up like how many comments you want to display like on each post or page and where people actually leave them at. You can set restrictions as for like the moderation of your site. So if someone drops a comment like on your site, I always recommend that you hold it to moderate it, and we can determine if you want it to be public or not on your site. In the event it's not like a real person, it's like a bot leaving like, I don't know, like a spam related comment. Obviously, you don't want that on your site, so you want to moderate like all of the comments that come in on your site. I highly recommend doing that. So leave that as is. And this option is already here. You can uncheck it if you want. So this is really nice. Once you drop down, you'll see some other options, guys, that allow you to block certain types of comments or even IP addresses. So if you're getting like comments from people that are spamming you or trying to spam you, what you can do is block their IP address. That way they'll no longer be able to leave spam related, comments. You can set up avatars, pictures. That way, anytime people leave comments like on your site, or if you leave comments on another WordPress website, then your picture will pop up, right there. If you look at media, we talked about that a little bit earlier, with your pictures, and we just went over like permalinks, and this is privacy, and this is the plugin that's pre-installed, by A2 Hosting. And so, what I wanted to do, guys, in this video tutorial is not only to show you how to make a website for 2022, but also to show you how to manage your site, going forward. Of course, you'll have all of these options that are on the left bar. If you want to change up your themes, of course, you guys can do that by simply selecting themes, and you can go to like add new, and that way you can go about finding like another theme that fits you. If you guys want to like add, additional plugins to give like more functionality, like on your site, of course, you can go right there, just as we talked about before. And so basically, you guys will be able to manage your website and really publish content that people, are looking for each and every day. Okay. Now, obviously, once you guys create your website, what you want to do is promote it, online. What's a website if you don't actually promote it online? People won't know about it. I mean, you can create really nice pieces of content that people are actually looking for, but if you don't promote it online, then people won't know about it, right? And so, obviously, right now, guys, I'm creating this YouTube video. We're using video marketing to show you how to make a website for 2022. You guys can use YouTube as well to promote your websites, online, or your products or services. It's 100% free web traffic that you're getting. And the cool thing about YouTube is that once you upload a video and you title it correctly with your, the appropriate tags, these videos could wind up maybe on Google's first page. And thousands, or even it could be exposed to millions of people, depending on what it is that you're promoting, and it'll be able to be redirected back to your website. So it's free traffic, 100% free traffic that you can tap into with YouTube with video marketing. Another option that you guys could take advantage of is like Fiverr. Fiverr, you may or may not know about Fiverr. Basically, it's a site where you can connect with different freelancers that specialize in just about everything under the sun. If you guys are needing somebody to create like a logo, to do some additional things with like web design, maybe you want somebody to build like another site for you. Maybe if you don't have time to, you want somebody to promote your site online, maybe with social media, things of that nature, to build like backlinks, for you. You can get all of that with Fiverr. And so it's really cool. I mean, where you can, again, connect with people online that will do a lot of the legwork for you. That way, you can focus more of your time on your business, guys, and just allow freelancers to do that. You can outsource that work, and it'll free up a lot of your time that you have, with your business itself. Another thing that I recommend you guys do to be able to follow up with your customers is to use email marketing. There's several tools that allow you to do that. One that I recommend is Aweber. They have a free platform that you can take advantage of today, and all of these links will be right below. That way you guys can get started today using Aweber. So basically, you can set up a free campaign where you can integrate it with your website, create a landing page, and you can send traffic to the landing page. You can do this like with Google Ads. You can do it with Bing. If you're promoting your website, maybe like on another platform, or you can just, again, integrate it with your website and you can build a list of subscribers itself. And so the benefit of doing that is that, when people come to your website the first time, they'll come back, once you release new information, because they'll automatically receive that information once it's published, on the web itself. And so again, you can try out Aweber today. It's totally free to do it. Another email marketing company that I think you should check out if you don't go with Aweber is GetResponse. They also have a free account that you can set up, and I think it's really ideal for like beginners. That way you can build a customer base, for your business itself, depending on whatever it is that you want to build online. GetResponse is very similar to Aweber. They have different types of plans that you can check out. But again, they do have a free plan that I recommend you start off with first. Would allow you guys to, again, send out emails. You can create like landing pages and just automate the process of like keeping up with people that land on your page, if that makes sense. Okay. And so those are some things that I wanted to share with you, not only to create, your website today, but also to promote it. It's really important, guys, that, when you create new content online, that you share it with other people online. We talked about video marketing. You can use Fiverr. You can connect with freelancers. If you don't have time to like promote your website by yourself, you can hire somebody to do it for you. You can have people to even write content for you, which is amazing, I think. And so there are tons of tools and resources that are out there that will help you to better manage, your business, online. But the purpose of this video tutorial was, one, to show you guys how to make a website for 2022, and two, to promote it, online. What questions do you guys have? Be sure to drop them right below. If you haven't done so already, guys, hit the subscribe button right below, along with the bell, and that way any future videos that I upload, you'll be sure to receive them. And I hope you guys are staying safe during COVID. I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care.